Hello everyone, my name is Alana Alexander and I will be presenting my multimodal project to you today. Before I can present my project to you, I must explain a few acronyms that are included in it. The first is RW, which is recognizing weaknesses. The second, SH, seeking help. The third, TNT, trying new things. The fourth, RT, stands for risk-taking. And the final one, C, which is creativity. Now, I believe that before I can present my creation to you, I have to tell you that I have always been passionate about math, and I have always had an interest for math, and I believe that I utilize my passion for math and use it to create my multimodal piece. Now, my overall message is that I would like to expand high school and college students' views on how to become successful. Now, when doing this, I decided that it was best to create a mathematical equation of success. And success equals recognizing your weaknesses plus seeking help plus trying new things divided by risk-taking, all raised to the power of C. I believe that today's education system tends to limit our views on how to become successful because it places great emphasis on subjects such as math and science, which typically only have one answer and one answer only. Now, this belief on having one answer can contribute to why many students believe that there is just one way of achieving success. Now I would like to explain each of the components in my equation of success to you. The first is RW, which stands for recognizing your weaknesses. Now, before a person can recognize their weaknesses, they must accept the fact that they need help. They should see that they need help, step back and reflect on where they need help, what they did, and possibly what they could have done differently. Now, once you recognize your weaknesses and you know what you're struggling with, you can then move forward to seeking help. Now, I personally know that when going to seek help, I was afraid of the fact that I was going to be judged. When stepping and walking into the tutoring center and walking through those doors, I didn't know what to expect and I didn't know what was going to be expected of me. Now, I'm here to tell you that at St. John's, the University Learning Commons, located in the library, offers many tutors for every subject, and the tutors are there to help you. They know that they're there to help you. And when you're walking in, they're not expecting you to know everything. They're not expecting you to know nothing. They're just there with an open mind. And the third one, TNT, which is trying new things. I believe that this is very important because after seeking help and after being explained a lesson and further understanding it, you can then try something new with what you have learned and maybe take it as far as trying to teach it to another classmate. And that is just another form of studying in itself. Now, each of these components are divided by RT, which is risk-taking, because I believe that a person must take a risk when recognizing their weaknesses. A person must take a risk when seeking help. And a person must take a risk when trying something new. Now, each of these are all related to C, which is creativity, because you must be creative when recognizing your weakness because, well, before I start by saying how they're related to creativity, I must define creativity. So creativity is a form of self-expression. When a person is creative, they're open-minded. When a person is creative, they're exposed to expressing themselves differently. And sometimes, most of the time when a person is creative, after exposing themselves, they may or may not feel vulnerable. So creativity is linked to recognizing your weaknesses because, like I said, when recognizing your weaknesses, you must be open-minded. You must be open to acknowledging the fact that you are struggling somewhere, open to the understanding that you don't know everything that you may be expected to know or that you thought you knew. Seeking help is related to creativity because when seeking help, you're exposing yourself. Like I said before, walking through those doors, not knowing what is going to be thrown at you, not knowing what you have to know, not knowing what you're going to do at the tutoring center. And then creativity ties back to trying new things because when you're trying something new, you are creating something. When you're trying something new, you're looking at something and saying, I know that I personally like this, so maybe I can do it this way. For example, I tried something new when creating the success function because I knew that I love math and I was hoping that creating this mathematical equation would help you all better understand how to become successful and the essential qualities that are required. Now, ultimately, I believe that a way to solve this is to incorporate maybe risk-taking exercises in the education or in colleges, fostering creativity and explaining why creativity is important, explaining how creativity can just impact your overall performance, or maybe just how creativity ties into when you're given an assignment, how you look at that assignment, and maybe what direction you want to take that assignment in. And isn't it fair to say that when outlining a paper, you're being creative, you're being open-minded as to, I want to say this point and I want to get this message across by doing this, whether it's saying a quote or whether it's relating back to a personal experience of yours. And lastly, I have been applying this equation to my life ever since I was a freshman at St. John's. And it has been resulting in my academic achievements, but I'm not the only one. My inspirational person is Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, and as a freshman at Princeton University, she struggled with her writing. And after receiving a failing grade on her paper, she quickly sought help. She stepped back and she saw that she was struggling with her writing and that she wasn't doing as best as she wanted to, so she went to the writing center. And ultimately, it reflected in her results as well because she graduated summa cum laude of her class, and her writing is very essential in what she does today as Supreme Court Justice. So what I'm here to tell you all, and what I'm hoping that you all understand, is that just because you failed does not mean you will not succeed. And just because failure was something you experienced on the path towards your success does not mean that you will not succeed at the end. Thank you.